What is Fool's Journey Books? Well, Fool's Journey Books is a bookshop, primarily a bookshop, but it's also a place for me to sort of talk about these books that I've collected and got in stock, books that are in the esoteric, occult, fantastical, mythological, folklore, sort of weird and wonderful sort of realm. I have worked as a bookseller before, never in second hand or vintage or rare books, just in new bookshops, mostly in an independent bookshop in Cornwall, but also in Waterstones a couple of times. You know, I've got the usual story. I've always loved bookshops and loved, you know, the smell of foxing. What got under my skin at a young age, I would say. I'm from London. I lived it for a long time in Cornwall, and I now live in Scotland. This year, from the very start, I have had a lot of sort of full-time childcare duties coming on. So I needed something that I could sort of switch up and sort of work on when I could find the time. However, it has proved a lot harder, and I've not been able to be as consistent as I would like. But that has changed recently, and I will hopefully be able to be much more consistent, and I'll be able to devote nearly full-time hours to the bookshop. The idea came from my own love of these books and sort of boring the ears off of people that I know and love who don't really share the same level of interest in these topics as me. I thought, you know, find your people online in this day and age. It's a big inspiration for starting the channels and especially the content was Tom Ayling, who I just saw go from sort of strength to strength over the course of the last year and a half, I think. Things that I've been meaning to do but haven't had the time are set up a newsletter, set up a sort of Substack style mailing list, start looking into doing physical book fairs. I need to get onto TikTok. I'm an early 90s near geriatric millennial. I am not a TikTok user, and the whole thing sort of is frankly terrifying. So when I first had the idea for Fool's Journey Books, I spent ages considering the sort of unboxing experience of people who buy the books, and I wanted it to be like extraordinary. Unfortunately, I've not been able to do that. I mean, I do try and send them out they're always safely sent and secure and nicely presented, I hope, but it's definitely not what I envisioned. So I want to sort of improve that. I just wanted to get going. I didn't want to give myself too many excuses not to start. In a similar vein, I also envisioned Fool's Journey Books as a publisher of sorts, like a very, very, very small scale sort of handmade publisher, and a sort of celebration of books and bookbinding and bookmaking and paper making and printing and all this kind of stuff. At the very least, I want to do some hand printed bookmarks and things. Of course, I need to finish the Silmarillion. I want to do more history of the iconography behind the major arcana of the tarot deck. I want to do all 21 of them. I want to continue my occult tools video. Next up will be imagination or visualization. And I think probably after that it will be manifestation.